Hello and welcome to episode 22 of I Will Cast Anything. We're on Shakuras Plateau for a PvZ. The red Protoss player spawning in the bottom left hand corner is SuperHumble, and the blue Zerg player spawning in the bottom right hand corner is Jore. SuperHumble very kindly sent me this replay. This is actually the first of a set of 3. Quite interesting set of 3 replays in prospect, I think. And I did really enjoy recording that best of 7 series, but it was a bit of a marathon after doing so many quick hitters, and so it's nice to get back to a bit of a more off the wall game. Some one-offs. Here's the pylon going down and the probe scout coming out from SuperHumble. And Jore just droning at the moment. The 2 worker scouts pass in the middle of the map, and they're both... Oh, no, looks like the drone has changed direction. Or is perhaps looping around a different way to go to the top right base. Neither player hitting with their early scout then. SuperHumble getting ready to build the next structure in his wall, and he's going to go forge, fast expand, I would presume, throw up a couple of cannons at this ramp to hold off any early Zerg pressure and safely put down his second nexus. Yep, he's walling off here. There goes his gateway. This drone does get in. Not going to see much it won't be expecting. Meanwhile, Jore has put down that spawning pool. Heath? I don't know what that means. Either that's some slang that I don't know, or it's in a language that I don't speak. Oh, we do see a nice block going on here from SuperHumble, and throwing down a pylon as well. That is so frustrating. It's a great bit of harass though. We'll have to see if Jore chooses to expand at a different location because of this. He's still got a drone. He's now almost stuck. Ooh, missed his photon cannon placement there slightly. And here comes that second nexus momentarily. Oh, he's stealing a gas with that drone. So both players getting a little bit of trolling done early and throwing down a photon cannon. I don't think this is a planned cannon rush from SuperHumble. I think he just thought, you know what, I've got this pylon built. Oh no, he is now going for some sort of mad all-in rush of some sort. The pylon has gone down. Or maybe this is... no, he can't actually be planning to use this gateway. This is pure harassment. He's going to cancel this. But he is denying that expansion for Jore for so long, although he is supply blocked after losing that pylon, and he does have an extractor in his base. Just got to be frustrating. But even more frustrated must be Jore, who has got a queen up and is droning heavily behind this, and of course a small force of lings. Finally cleaning up and taking that expansion, choosing not to expand further out on the map earlier, and then just got up to 3 when he cleaned it out. But now getting that second queen and having a good supply advantage, having not wasted any buildings on the other side of the map to slow his opponent down. But this wall off is nearly completed, and there's a cannon here. These Zerglings won't be doing anything. The second nexus is going to be safe. Immediately brings up a pylon to block it if need be, and then cancels it again. So SuperHumble being very free with his cancels here, throwing things up and tearing them down, is getting that zealot now to put in the gap in this wall, and also potentially to deal with this irritating extractor here. Jore has taken a serious gas and started researching Zergling speed, and that second hatch is just about to pop. SuperHumble's up to 2 nexuses already. Doesn't have a massive number of probes to transfer down, but we will have that extra chrono boost energy, which will be very, very handy, and he's throwing down a couple more gates and a couple more cannons over on the ramp of the natural. I was wondering where those were going down, and they're going down over here. So it is something of a cannon rush, but a cannon gateway rush backed up and Some evil laughter. Well deserved. From SuperHumble. Speed is nearly finished for the Lings. But with 2 bases to mine off, SuperHumble can throw down a lot of cannons. And keep Jore in his base until he can get to Mutalisks, or perhaps maybe try a Baneling bust, but that's going to be tough to pull off. It's like a cheese expert. Well, yeah, I think it's fair to say this is some pretty clever cheese. Slightly delayed cheese, I would say, not the cannon rush timing that you would expect, but going forge fast expand into a cannon rush. Well, just contain at the moment. 4 spine crawlers have gone down. 2 more. I have not. Not a cheese expert, but nonetheless expert at cheese. Still this extractor here. No units back at the base for SuperHumble to clear that up, except the one zealot holding his place in the wall. Probe putting down a pylon at the 3rd for a bit of extra insurance about this. And Jore is just hopelessly contained at the moment. He's putting down a roach warren to try and aid in busting out of this. He's still only on 2 gas at his main, hasn't taken the gas at his natural yet. Just moving these spine crawlers up to the top. He does have some creep down at the bottom here, which is going to be doing him a lot of favours when he does try and push out. Zealot has been moved up to clean up that extractor. Finally allow him to take the 2nd gas. There's more pylons and photon cannons going on. And there haven't been any units out of these gateways yet, except for these 2 sentries, so it's not an all-in here. This is not a crazy rush to the death. There's a lot of mining going on back here. There is a base being built. Warp gate tech is on the way at long last, but 8 roaches and lair coming for Jore, so I think Jore is not far away from having the kind of force that will enable him to break out past these photon cannons, especially if he can move the spines up in support onto all this creep down here. We'll see if he attempts it. He could just wait. He could just go spire, get some Mutalisks and fly around this. Another pylon's going down. Finally spots that creep tumor over there. Takes it out as well, but here come all these roaches. Oh, wasted a ling. No, he doesn't quite want to go in. He's a bit shy, and immediately 2 more cannons come down. It's going to get a lot tougher for Jore unless he pushes soon. There's going to be more cannons, and there are these sentries here with plenty of energy to mess up his forces with some cleverly placed barriers. +1 upgrades and void rays on the way. Oh, going so deep into the bag of tricks here is SuperHumble. And he's now got 4 cannons up at the base of this rush, and now is when Jore chooses to push out. Oh, this could be disastrous. Half the roaches are force fielded back into the main. They get 1 pylon. Can they get the 2nd one? There's a lot of roaches here. I think they're going to be able to get this pylon down. They do. Now the roaches can move in. Now Jore can break out. He can bring these spine crawlers down and clean up all these structures if he wants to. He can't take a 3rd because there's another pylon or another cannon there. Have to move his roaches up. And now he has a big force of roaches. But SuperHumble has void rays. He's got 1 out. He's got 1 more on the way. Humble has a massive worker lead. And oh no, these 3 drones are coming up here, and they're gonna get... Oh, one of them gets murdered. 2 of them go into gas. And here come the roaches to deal with that mess, but 2 void rays at a time training now. And a 3rd base is up and mining for SuperHumble, and cannons defending it. Jore will get his 3rd and does have a significant roach army here, but he's got nothing that can deal with void rays, and he doesn't know they're out there. He doesn't know anything about what's going on in SuperHumble's base, and he's in big trouble. Getting roach speed. He's getting a Hydralisk den, so he will have something to deal with air, but not for a little while, and I think those void rays could do serious damage. to this roach army in a very short space of time. Although, you know, roach speed, they'll be able to scuttle away pretty quickly once that gets finished, so maybe not so bad. Here comes that third hatch for Jore. Behind on income, but not overwhelmingly so. Supply gap is finally being closed, and just more and more and more void rays on the way for the Protoss player. 5 out already, 2 more on the way. Here come the roaches though, they're going to try and go straight up into this natural, but a great force field there. Here come the void rays. These roaches can do absolutely nothing, only one of them can get into the base, and they're going to have to run away because they're just going to get massacred from the air. Looks like quite a few roaches did go down there. And the hydralisks are coming, but Jore can't move again until they get out. Warp Prism is coming from SuperHumble, so we might try a bit of harassment. And he is going to push these roaches all the way back to Jore's base. Here come those hydras. Choosing not to go Spire, but getting some upgrades. +1 melee, missile and carapace on the way. And more void rays for SuperHumble. He clearly loves void rays. I don't think the hydralisk count is high enough to really do anything here, but he is going to try and move in. There go the hydras. Well, they get the shields down on one, but that's not an engagement they're going to win. They're just too slow relative to the void rays. They can't keep up with them and do enough damage. It's almost Mutalisk or nothing unless he gets tons of hydras. +1 missile attack will naturally help. Wall of pylons going up here. I wonder if, yes, we're going to see some cannons trying to block off and make it easier to take more bases up at the top left of the map if SuperHumble wants. He's getting his robotics facility and his robotics bay, and finally starting to get out some ground units as well to back up those void rays, which are just hanging out over here. We did see that warp prism earlier. Yes, here it is. It's full of zealots, but there are 2 spore crawlers over here. Oh, and the void rays have come into this third base here. They're going to massacre these workers, just ruin them. 16 workers killed already by SuperHumble. He gets the queen as well. These roaches are coming in, but they can't do anything. The hydralisks will push them away, but this warp prism meanwhile has dropped into the main, and there's zealots here just waiting for a chance to dive into the mineral line here and kill more workers. The whole army of Jore is up at the top. Here come those zealots, a big warp in, and they're going to go to town on these evolution chambers. They can take down all of the upgrades for Jore. That would be a huge victory for SuperHumble, and he's going to do it. Amazing two-pronged attack there with void rays in the north and warp prism zealots in the south, and that warp prism is still alive out here. There are no mutalisks on the field to deal with either the warp prism or the void rays, and I think Jore is just in shock a little bit here. Colossus now coming, an extended thermal lance, so going really round the houses. SuperHumble, he's going to have built nearly every unit by the time this is over, I think. Moves in again at this third once he saw that the army was gone, and more workers going down. He's even going to have a go at the hatchery. There's a lot of void rays here, but he doesn't want to lose any of them, and he pulls out. Only a few workers killed that time. Will the warp prism come back in? Yes. Just constant harassment from SuperHumble while he builds up this Colossus army, just going from one side then from the other, back and forth, back and forth. Only got enough to warp in a few zealots here, but it's still going to keep Jore dancing, keep him moving up and down the map, preventing him from pushing in. Because, you know, these void rays are in position. If Jore was to push across with all those roaches and all those hydras, he could potentially do a lot of damage, but he's got no upgrades at all now. +1 weapons, the only upgrade that's gone down for SuperHumble so far. These hydras are going to get a couple shots off on those void rays, but not too much, and still it's just attacking from one side, attacking from the other. Didn't get any workers that last time in with the void rays, it looks like. Where's he going with this warp prism? He's going to try and drop maybe some sentries over here. Or sorry, some stalkers over here to take out some overlords, or is he just going to go straight into the mineral line? And thanks to this cannon wall here, we see a 4th and a 5th being taken by SuperHumble. Total map control at the minute thanks to this harass. No, it's just zealots. They're going to go for the Hydra Den. Well, not really. They don't care about that much. They're going in to try and get the lair. Well, that's bold. Don't know if they're going to be able to manage it with only +1 attack. But they are making a nuisance of themselves. Here come the Zerglings. They'll clean this up. And the main base hatchery will survive. But still, dancing, dancing, dancing now. Next up should be the Void Rays. Here we go. Some proper upgrades coming down. And we did get some evolution chambers back up. And just going for missile attacks at the moment. And finally getting some mutas out on the field to deal with these air units. Yes, this is exactly what we wanted to see. I don't know if the muta count is quite high enough just yet. But they're off here looking for these Void Rays. Here we go. In come the mutas. I don't know if this is going to work out for Jore. I think he might have been too bold in making this engagement. He is taking down a lot of Void Rays. He's going to lose all his Mutalisks. He should have waited until the second wave was finished and then he could have cleaned that up. Not very good from Jore. No, sending in 1 to its death. He's trying to get these Hydras up here as well. And just throwing units away at the moment. There's going to be another drop down here. There's 2 Warp Prisms out dropping into mineral line of main and of natural at the moment. He's going to have another crack at taking out this hive. It's very low on health. He might do it this time. I think he's going to get it. He's killed it off. Didn't take out too many workers over here. But this is massive. This harassment has just been constant. And now Jore knows it's now or never. He knows he's behind in this game. He knows he's lost a lot of structures. He's lost a lot of time. And he's just got to push now. There's a big wall of cannons up here. There's Colossus on the high ground. There's Void Rays. There's so many Colossus. Look at them. The force fields go down. These Hydralisks are doing good damage to those cannons, but that's GG. What a fun, wacky game from SuperHumble.